Yeah, but it also makes you wonder, like, what is being stored in the genes, and what do we have, and what kind of information do we have in our genes that's inherent to the species? That's just like a part of you as a human being that's in there. Maybe that is like one of the reasons why people are naturally afraid of snakes. A lot of people are naturally afraid of, monsters, scary things.
Hardwired.
Yeah, hardwired for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, kids aren't necessarily born afraid of car accidents. But car accidents are much more likely to kill you than a monster.
Right.
But kids are terrified of monsters.
Right.
Well, what's a monster from? Well, it's probably our genetic memory of cats, of big cats that want to kill us.
Yep.
In the dark. Right? Monsters are always in the dark.
Yep.
Cats are nocturnal.
Yep.
They have big teeth. They're scary. They hide and wait for you.
Well, that's why people are wired to feel really, uncomfortable when they're standing on stage and have to speak publicly. It's like the number one fear. And the reason is because the hard wiring is, when we were on an elevated platform with lots of eyeballs looking up at us, those were predators. Those were lions or other tribes or whatever it was. So we had to be fearful. So it's hardwired. So people, when they stand on stage, they're not at risk of getting eaten by a lion, but they still have those really uncomfortable feelings.
Well, I've been told that it's because you're being judged, like you did something wrong. But
I think it's more deeply rooted than that. I think if you're on an elevated platform and you have lots of eyeballs on you, you're an easy target.
But it's not always elevated. Like sometimes people don't like speaking in front of people that are at the same level as them. I think.
But it's just lots of eyeballs on you.
Lots of eyeballs. But I think it's you're being judged. And most of the time, I think in tribal cultures, if you were being judged, you had probably done something wrong, and you're probably being tried.
Probably a combination, because earlier, before that,
right?
When
probably a lot of factors.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, like how the mind works and how many complex layers are in there. How anxiety works, how fears work.
Yep.
How people can trick themselves into thinking the worst case scenario is definitely going to happen, and they just mind fuck themselves.
Which is part of the survival mechanism.
Yes, yeah, because that's the ability to anticipate danger.
But you can change that part of your brain.
Yes.
You can slowly, the way your friends slowly built a resistance to be able to go into the cold plunge, you could do the exact same thing with any fear that you have.
Yes. And people that don't have any experience with scary things, everything's scary. You don't have any experience with adversity,
right?
Any experience with overcoming things, any experience with doing things that make you nervous. Boy, fucking everything's going to make you nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're too sheltered, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing that everybody's terrified of, their children being too sheltered.
Yes.
We all know children that are too sheltered and that don't try dangerous things or scary things or things that make them nervous. Well, those kids are fucked when they go out into the real world.
Yeah.
You haven't prepared them properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tricky balance.
It is a tricky balance
because
you want to protect them.
Yeah. I was alone a lot as a kid, and that also is really difficult.
And dangerous.
And dangerous.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you never, free-range children.
Yeah, but you learn a lot. You learn survival.
If you live.
When I would get mugged when I was a kid, I didn't have a dad growing up in Brooklyn, but I would see like a man across the street, and I'd have like 5 kids mugging me. I'd be like, "Dad!" And they would like run away because they were like 13. I was like 6. So I learned quickly how to get out of bad situations.
Yeah. How many times did you get mugged?
A couple, 3, something like that. Yeah. It wasn't a big deal though.
Right, but if you do survive those situations, you gain what they call street smarts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you learn, and you adapt, and you learn quickly.
You also learn that human beings are not always nice. There's a lot of human beings that are not nice.
Yeah, well, in certain situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.